I don't have anything. So reports and communications, Councilmember Espandola.
Thank you. Last council meeting, I didn't talk very much, so I guess I get to make up for last month. So committee assignment reports, the Sutter Buttes Flood Control Agency, we had no meeting in January. The Gilsizer Drainage District Committee was meeting was canceled as well. The Regional Water Authority Board meeting, that was an interesting meeting. I really actually enjoyed it. Diana Langley is the guru of water, and I'm so thankful that she and I are working together on this particular board. We were able to elect officers, nominate and elect officers, and we have an executive committee that has been established with the Water Authority Board, and it's quite a large board. There's over 60 plus members on this board. So as you can imagine, it is a 4 to 5 hour meeting, and some parts of the meeting in water do not even pertain to us, but we sit there quietly and listen and find times where we speak in reference to our needs of the city. On the state committee assignments, I'm on the League of California Cities. I continue to be on the Revenue and Taxation Committee. We had a meeting last Friday and are in the process of developing goals with a work plan. And we identified 4 specific goals. One is a secure state funding federal for local COVID-19 public health response and economic recovery for all. Number 2, secure funding to increase the supply and affordability of housing and resources to assist at risk of or already experiencing homelessness while preserving local decision making. 3, improve state-local coordination and planning to strengthen community disaster preparedness, resiliency, and recovery. And 4, protect and modernize critical infrastructure. I will forward on to you the work plan that has been recommended. So I'll send that so you can take a look at it. And if you have any input, I'll send it to Diana. So if you have any input, you can share with Diana any thoughts on the work plan. Local community events. On Saturday, I believe it was Saturday, I participated on the 2021 annual Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. virtual celebration. I know Councilman Harris has participated in the past, and Mayor, and I believe Vice Mayor has also. The Unity March in Yuba City, and so they held it this year virtually. And the theme was Legacy of the Dream. It was truly inspirational. They had over 40 plus participants in attendance. And it was wonderful to see that they carried on even in COVID-19 times. Finishing off the 2020 board's commission assignments, my primary assignments were, as I mentioned, with Gilsizer Drainage District. Nothing really huge to report on that particular board, nor Sacramento Valley Integrated Regional Water Management Group. It's been tough. Those meetings haven't really been consistently held because of COVID-19. I just reported on the Regional Water Authority. Sutter Buttes Flood Control Agency. There are several projects in the works. I can forward you all the different activities. And finishing with the Yuba City Economic Development Corporation. The Yuba City, the ad hoc committee, Yuba City and the Sutter Homeless Ad Hoc Committee, we have not met in this committee for months. So I just want to share with our council members that we have had discussions as a council in reference to homeless issues, but as an ad hoc committee, it has been months since we met, and so there is no clarity to the future plans of the coordination of work that we've done with Sutter County. So my final comments, I do have a few words to say about what happened on January 6th on 2020, which was the violent riot at the Washington, D.C. was a direct assault on the U.S. Congress and the Capitol building and our constitutional process. We mourn the deaths of 2 Capitol policemen and other connected individuals. I support and I took the oath to defend the Constitution. The right to freedom of speech and assembly does not give anyone the right to resort to violence. I have said this before. I don't say it any time differently than I have before. And I welcome our President-elect Biden and congratulate the first Black Asian American woman to have been elected for Vice President in our nation. And it gives me great pride because I know a lot of local community women are in support of this as well. As a nation, I hope that we can and find ways to resolve differences and come together for a greater good of humanity in our country. And I am very thankful to work with the peer council members, the mayor, vice mayor, and council members that are always working with each other. We try to find the best solutions for our community and our city. It gives me honor to work alongside you, gentlemen, because I think we're a great example for others to follow. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Member Harris.
Yes, thank you. I've had actually, since our last meeting, a slow time due to holidays and COVID and transitions of different boards and commissions. Most, if not all of my, or well, most of my meetings have been canceled or postponed with the exception of SACOG. SACOG did have, it was a rather a routine meeting, had a changing of the guard for several of the board members. As well as some appreciation for those who were departing and moving on. I have been asked by the chair of SACOG to represent SACOG and therefore us at CalCog. And so I'll be doing that if everything works out okay. And then I also, once I accepted that, I got the, by the way, now I'm on the strategic planning committee for SACOG. So that'll be fun. I do have a call by virtue of my position in SACOG with Senator Nielsen and a few other staff members down at SACOG talking about our Green Means Go program through SACOG, which basically is a way of economic development, transportation-related development in our community and basically and regionally. I'm looking forward to that. I did do an AP interview regarding the can't read my own writing. Basically, when the governor lifted the stay-at-home order in our region, was I did not read anything that was printed, but I did do that interview. That was essentially it. Like I said, everything else has been canceled or wasn't held due to holidays. Tomorrow, I do have another Yuba City Arts and Culture meeting. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Kirchner.
Through the mayor, thank you. Well, I've had a fun couple weeks and a month, meeting a lot of new people, some old, and trying to get their names and responsibilities straight. I'd like to start off with thanking Chief Landon for taking time out of his day and getting a chance to meet his incredibly hardworking staff at our Yuba City Police Department. And also looking forward to meeting Chief Alexander face-to-face. We had a good talk over the phone. It goes on. Brad McIntyre, Park and Recs, of course, Diana Langley, for taking her time out of her day numerous times to at least point me in the right direction. The folks at the wastewater treatment plant, the water plant, the corp yard, Spencer in finance. And then lastly, the hardworking people in the HR department. I look forward to working with all these people moving forward. And I appreciate them taking time out of their day to speak with me. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Since our last meeting, I've been pretty quiet as far as committees and stuff. We've had ad hoc committees that I'm sure you're going to speak of that we've worked on. And my work really fires up on Thursday. I think I have 3 committee meetings alone on Thursday. So lots to report back next time. Again, Bethel AME Church, thank you for doing the MLK Day virtual. Grace, I was on there as well. I got there a little late and was there for the majority of it. It was glad to see our community come together even virtually with about 45 of us there online. So with that, I'll have more to report next time, Mr. Mayor.
All right. My turn. Well, I'm quickly finding out that this mayor thing that you guys have graciously bestowed on me is a very busy thing. A lot of people want to talk, and I certainly welcome the opportunity to talk to them. Was on 93Q talking about all the good things that the city's done and has coming forward. It was requested by Bob Fischetti, Fish, more of a discussion on, what's going on good in the community. I mean, we get bogged down, I think, at times taking a look at everything COVID's brought to us and all the challenges. And so there's a lot of good things. Our staff is really doing a good job, and be refreshing that on February 2nd at the Government Affairs Committee for the Chamber of Commerce, where there's a Meet the Mayors. And I'm going to get 10 minutes to talk about how great Yuba City is. And our mayor to the east, Chris Branscom's going to get his 10 minutes. So I'm looking forward to talking all things good about the city of Yuba City. And I want to thank Diana and the staff for providing me with a lot of good updated information. Ben, you're in the room. I'll thank you as well. But those that aren't in the room, thank you. Chief Landon as well. Thank you for the information. And it's important for the public to know that life goes on. We're moving forward, and we're doing great things in the city of Yuba City. I did meet with Marnie Sanders of the Chamber. I'd like to bring her into a meeting probably in February to talk about all things Chamber of Commerce. It's a good partner of ours. She brought up some opportunities for us, and I think it would be great. So I will be working with her on a second, either February 2nd or the second meeting in February. Also met with the Downtown Business Association reps in regards to their strategic planning. They've got some projects down there, and of course they're hoping that they can get the events going on back down there. There's more work to be done there. I think that one of the things that's happened, and sometimes being around for a while is a good thing, is that there's some confusion in regards to what the city's role is with the DBA and what the DBA thinks the city's role with downtown on Plymouth Street is. And having been with the city and involved with that at the department head level, I've asked staff to do a little research and find out what agreements exist and what responsibilities we have and don't have, just to kind of clear the air and get the communication where it needs to be. And if we need to help them with some things, consider that and move forward. So that was a good, productive meeting. Also met with Joe Hale from Habitat for Humanity at his request. There's some things that they're looking to do in Yuba City that we had good dialogue about. He's a good guy, the Habitat for Humanity and the coordinated entry and all that stuff that's going on, trying to take care of those folks who find themselves without a home. They continue to do really good things, and I'm looking forward to follow up some meetings with Joe. Master Tax Exchange Agreement. I mean, you've heard Vice Mayor and myself talk about this now for almost a year. And I really do think that we are quite close. I might even impose on Diana for just a quick time update as to when we might consider bringing this to both the Board of Supervisors and our council.
Sure. So we are still finalizing the draft to provide to the county. The city took the lead on preparing the agreement. We're finalizing that. And then we'll be forwarding that to the county. County and county council will then need to review. I would anticipate some back and forth related to that. In my conversations with the county administrator, the discussion has been, my goal would be to bring it back to council the second meeting in February. I don't know if we'll get there. But that's the goal because we do have an annexation application that's been submitted for the Bogue Stewart Master Plan area.
Perfect segue into my meeting at LAFCO. Those meetings are continuing to happen by Zoom, but there is an annexation pending. Mr. Moody, maybe you want to let the council know a little bit about that one.
Yes, so the Newcomb Ranch is what it's basically 748 housing units, the southeast corner of Bogue and Highway 99. And so it's a long time coming. So this project, it was discussed at LAFCO, and one of those critical next steps was the master tax exchange agreement. So thank you for the effort moving that project forward, because really that is the critical step to with the sphere of influence being adjusted and all of the planning and environmental documents now being in place with the master tax exchange agreement being in place, that will then allow the vote to occur on this new residential development and commercial project in Southeast Yuba City. And so that has been a landowner request, 100% landowner application. Currently how it stands. And so I'm working with LAFCO Executive Director John Benoit to work out some of the logistics of what he needs for the timelines, the public hearing, and then also if we're looking at fine tuning the annexation boundary or not. So, and that's looking forward to come back maybe as early as March.
So we got some good traction coming on some opportunities to continue to move the city forward with both some residential and commercial growth. Thank you, Ben. I think that the last thing I'm going to talk about, and then I have an announcement, is that Councilmember Kirchner and I get to attend the League of California Cities New Mayors and New Council Members Conference coming up at the end of this week, and it's 2 days this week and 2 days next week, and I'm looking forward to hearing from the League of Cities. It's as I'm sure Councilmember Espandola and I believe Councilmember Harris are both on League of Cities stuff. You know, doing all this stuff's remote, it gets a little cumbersome. You miss out on some really good networking opportunities when you can get face to face. And I know that when we went down for our new members, it was good to make some really good connections with regional people, but we'll take what we can get here. I would like to finish, actually I'm going to have two things. I'm going to read this statement, but then I also want to close this meeting in memory of David Gonzalez, but I'll mention that in a minute. This is on behalf of our entire city council, and it has to do with the city manager. We are pleased to announce that after an extensive search and review of candidates for a permanent city manager position, the field has now been narrowed down to a single candidate subject to the appropriate background checks and contract negotiations. Once this process is concluded, we will announce the name of the candidate. We anticipated that the formal appointment of the new city manager could occur as early as our next council meeting, which is February 2nd. And as I mentioned, I would like to close this meeting in memory of David Gonzalez, a very well-respected community giver in the Yuba City area. He, along with several other long-standing leaders in the community, have unfortunately passed in the past few months. But to the Gonzalez family, my condolences and thoughts. With that, we are going to reconvene our closed session. I've just got the nod from the city attorney, which is a good thing. And with that, we will go to closed session.